My sister asked my daughter to perform at her wedding, then publicly attacked her online for wearing white, even though she approved the costume herself, so I exposed her lies with screenshots. But she started harassing my teenage daughter with cruel messages about her body. I'm a dad to a 16-year-old daughter named Lucy. My sister Kate is 34, married about 3 months ago, and we've been dealing with the aftermath ever since. Lucy started doing gymnastics when she was 7. Around age 11, she discovered something called aerial rope at a community center class. It's where performers climb and do tricks on a vertical rope hanging from the ceiling. She became obsessed with it immediately. She started taking classes twice a week, then 4 times a week. By the time she turned 13, she was training 6 days a week at a specialized studio downtown. The studio isn't one of those casual hobby places. They run a professional training program. Lucy trains with former Cirque performers and competitive athletes. She's performed at charity galas, corporate events, and theater productions. Last year, she competed at a regional competition and placed 3rd in her age group. She doesn't just do this for fun. She wants to teach aerial arts professionally after college and maybe perform with a touring company. My wife and I have always supported this. We pay for her classes, drive her to the studio, attend every performance. Her bedroom has conditioning equipment. She does strength training 4 mornings a week before school. This isn't a phase. This is her life. My sister Kate lives about 4 hours away. We see her maybe 3 times a year at most. Thanksgiving, Christmas, sometimes Easter. She came to one of Lucy's performances 2 years ago during Christmas break. The studio puts on a winter showcase every December. Kate showed up with her then boyfriend, now husband, Mark. She took videos, posted them on her Instagram, kept telling Lucy how talented she was. She was loud during the applause, the kind of family member who makes sure everyone knows she's there supporting her niece. That was the last time Kate saw Lucy perform until the wedding. Kate got engaged last November. She set the wedding date for late July. In early July, she called me out of nowhere on a Tuesday evening. She said she had seen a wedding video online where an acrobat performed during the cocktail hour. She thought it would be amazing to have Lucy do something similar at her reception. I told her I'd ask Lucy but couldn't promise anything. Lucy had a performance scheduled the weekend before the wedding already. Kate said she understood but really hoped Lucy would say yes. Lucy was actually excited when I asked her. She said it would be fun to perform for family. Kate wanted a specific song, something classical and romantic. She also wanted Lucy to use a white rope and wear a white costume to match the wedding colors. Everything was white and gold at this wedding. The bridesmaids wore champagne dresses. The flowers were white roses and gold accents. Kate was very specific about the aesthetic. Lucy doesn't own a white rope or white performance costume. Her usual performance outfits are black or deep red. I told Kate we'd need to rent equipment and possibly buy a new costume. She insisted on paying for everything. She said she wanted to pay Lucy too, like a professional performer. Lucy said that wasn't necessary, that she'd do it as a wedding gift, but Kate transferred $500 to my account and told me to make sure Lucy got it. The studio rented us a portable rig. It's a freestanding metal frame that doesn't need to be attached to a ceiling. Lucy has used them before for outdoor events. We had to rent a truck to transport it to the venue. The venue was a barn that had been converted into an event space. High ceilings, exposed beams, pretty fancy for a barn. The owner confirmed the rig would fit and that the floor could handle the weight. Kate sent Lucy the song she wanted 2 weeks before the wedding. Lucy spent hours working on choreography with her coach. They had 3 private sessions just for this routine. The coach didn't charge for the extra time, said she was happy to help Lucy prepare for such a special event. For the costume, I sent Kate links to about 8 different options from performance wear website. There was a white leotard with long sleeves and an open back. There was a white unitard with mesh panels. There was a white 2-piece set with a crop top and high-waisted short. Kate picked the unitard with mesh panels. She said it looked elegant and appropriate. I have the text messages where she said exactly that. The wedding was beautiful. The ceremony was at 4 in the afternoon. The reception started at 6. Lucy's performance was scheduled for 7. Right after dinner and before the first dance. We set up the rig in the corner of the barn during the ceremony. It took about 40 minutes. The venue staff helped us. We did a safety check. Everything was secure. Lucy performed at 7:15. The DJ announced her. Kate had requested that specifically, wanted it to feel like a real performance moment. The lights dimmed. The song started. Lucy climbed the rope and began her routine. I'm not exaggerating when I say people stopped talking immediately. Guests who had been chatting at their tables turned to watch. Lucy did drops where she falls and catches herself at the last second. She did splits in the air. She did this move where she spins while wrapped in the rope. The routine was about 4 minutes long. When she finished and climbed down, people stood up. Not just a few people. The entire room stood up and clapped. Some people were whistling. Kate and Mark were standing at their sweetheart table clapping too. too. Mark was filming on his phone. Kate was smiling. After the performance, at least a dozen guests came up to Lucy to tell her how incredible that was. One of Mark's cousins asked if she did performances for birthday parties. Another guest asked for her Instagram handle. Lucy was polite, thanked everyone, then changed out of her costume and joined the rest of the reception as a regular guest. Everything seemed fine. Kate hugged Lucy later that night and thanked her. She said it was perfect. We packed up the rig after the reception ended, loaded it back in the truck, drove home that night because we had to return the equipment to the studio the next morning. 4 days later, my phone started blowing up. Kate had posted something on Facebook. She didn't tag me or my wife, but several family members sent screenshots. She had disabled comments on the post. The post said she needed to address something that had been bothering her since the wedding. She said she had asked Lucy to perform as a favor to family, but had specifically told Lucy not to wear white. She said she had made it clear that white was reserved for the bride. She said Lucy showed up in a white costume anyway, and made the performance about herself instead of about celebrating Kate and Mark. She said guests had spent more time talking about the performance than about the wedding itself. She said the whole thing felt inappropriate and uncomfortable. She said she had tried to be understanding because Lucy was young, but that the stunt was disrespectful and honestly kind of tacky. I read the post 3 times. My wife read it over my shoulder. We just stared at each other. I called Kate immediately. She didn't answer. I called again. No answer. I sent her a text asking her to call me back. She didn't respond. I called Kate's parents, my aunt and uncle. My aunt answered. She had already seen the post. She said other family members had been texting her about it all morning. I told her what actually happened. I told her Kate had specifically chosen the white costume. I told her Kate had asked Lucy to perform, not the other way around. My aunt said she believed me. She said she was going to call Kate. My wife and I talked about what to do. Kate had posted lies on a public Facebook page. She had made Lucy sound like an attention seeker who had ruined her wedding. Lucy is 16 years old. She doesn't have Facebook. Didn't even know about the post until I told her. When I told Lucy what Kate had written, she went upstairs to her room and didn't come back down for the rest of the day. She skipped dinner. My wife tried to bring her food. Lucy said she wasn't hungry. My aunt called me back that evening. She said she had talked to Kate. Kate claimed she had sent me messages about not wearing white, but that I must not have seen them. My aunt said she didn't believe Kate. She said Kate had been complaining to her before the wedding about how she hoped the performance wouldn't take attention away from her entrance as a married couple. My aunt said she thought Kate was just jealous because the performance got such a strong reaction. My wife and I decided we needed to post a response. Kate had lied publicly about our daughter. People who saw that post would think Lucy had deliberately worn white to upstage the bride. We couldn't let that stand. I wrote a post on my Facebook page. I explained that Kate had asked Lucy to perform. I explained that Kate had chosen the song, approved the costume, and insisted on paying Lucy. I posted screenshots of the text conversation where Kate picked out the white unitard. I posted a screenshot of the Venmo payment Kate sent. I wrote that we were disappointed Kate had chosen to lie about what happened instead of just talking to us directly. My aunt shared my post. So did several other family members who had been at the wedding. Kate's post disappeared within a few hours. I don't know if she deleted it or if enough people reported it that Facebook took it down. Kate's mother, my aunt, commented on my post. She said she was sorry for what Kate had done and that she supported Lucy completely. She said Kate owed Lucy an apology and that she was ashamed of her daughter's behavior. Lucy stopped going to the studio. She didn't go to her scheduled classes the week after the wedding. She told her coach she needed a break. She asked me to return the white rope to the studio and donate the costume. She said she didn't want to see them again. Her friends from the studio started texting her to hang out. She ignored most of the messages. She stopped posting on her private Instagram where she usually shared videos of her training. She spent most of her time in her room. My wife tried to talk to her. I tried to talk to her. She said she was fine, just tired. Her coach called me 3 weeks after the wedding. She said Lucy had been giving short answers when they texted. She asked if something had happened at the wedding beyond what was in the Facebook post. I said I didn't think so, but that I wasn't sure. The coach offered to meet with Lucy one-on-one, no training, just to talk. I told Lucy about the offer. She said maybe later. My wife asked Lucy if anyone at the wedding had said something rude to her face. Lucy said no, but something was off. Lucy mentioned maybe switching to a different studio across town. That didn't make sense. She loved her studio. She had trained there for 5 years. Her coach and teammates were like family to her. A month went by. Lucy hadn't been to the studio once. Her conditioning equipment sat unused in her room. My wife and I were running out of ideas. We didn't want to push her, but we also didn't want her to lose something she had worked so hard for. Then Lucy changed her mind about talking to her coach. She asked me to set up a meeting. I drove her to the studio on a Saturday morning. Her coach took her to the office. They talked for over an hour. I waited in the car. When Lucy came out, she asked if we could go home. She didn't say anything during the drive. When we got home, she asked if she could talk to me and my wife together in the living room. She sat down on the couch. She looked at her hands. She said Kate had sent her a message on Instagram the day after the wedding. Her Instagram is private, Only her friends and some family members follow her. Kate has followed her for years. Lucy showed us the message. I'm not going to repeat most of what it said. It was worse than the Facebook post. Kate called Lucy names I won't write here. She said Lucy's body looked inappropriate in the costume. She said the only reason people clapped was because they felt obligated to support family, not because Lucy was actually talented. She said Lucy had ruined what was supposed to be Kate and Mark's special moment. She said Lucy was selfish and immature. She said Lucy should be ashamed of herself. The message was long. It went on for several paragraphs. Lucy said she had read it about 100 times. She said she hadn't told us because she didn't want to cause more problems with Kate. She said she thought maybe if she just forgot about it, everything would go back to normal. My wife and I sat there reading the message on Lucy's phone. Kate had sent it at 2 in the morning the night after the wedding. While we were driving home, while Lucy was asleep in the back seat, Kate had been typing out this message. I asked Lucy if we could take a screenshot. She said yes. I sent it to my phone. Then Lucy deleted the message from her Instagram. She said she didn't want to keep it anymore. We told Lucy that none of what Kate said was true. We told her that Kate was dealing with her own issues and had taken them out on Lucy. We told her the performance was beautiful and professional and that everyone who clapped meant it. Lucy nodded but didn't say anything. My wife called my aunt. We explained about the Instagram message. My aunt asked us to send her the screenshot. We did. She called back an hour later. She said she and my uncle had driven to Kate's house. They had shown Kate the screenshot. Kate had tried to claim it was fake. My aunt said they told Kate they knew it wasn't fake and that they were ashamed of her. My aunt said they were sending Lucy a gift and a letter. She said they weren't going to have a relationship with Kate until Kate apologized to Lucy directly and meant it. 2 days later, a package arrived at our house. It was a gift basket with Lucy's name on it. My aunt and uncle had sent it. There was a card that said they were sorry for what Kate had done and that they loved Lucy. There was also a check for $500. The amount Kate had paid Lucy for the performance. The card said they wanted Lucy to have it because Kate didn't deserve to be part of that memory. Lucy put the gift basket in her room. She cashed the check and put the money in her savings account. She still didn't go back to the studio. Kate never apologized. She blocked my number and my wife's number. She blocked Lucy on Instagram. My aunt told me that Mark, Kate's husband, had apparently told Kate he thought the Facebook post was a bad idea. My aunt said she thought Kate and Mark were having problems but didn't know the details. I haven't spoken to Kate since the wedding. My wife hasn't either. We're not planning to. Update 1. Lucy went back to the studio last week, not to train, just to watch a class. Her coach had invited her to come see the new students in the beginner program. Lucy sat in the viewing area for an hour. When I picked her up, she said it was nice to see everyone again. 3 days after that visit, she asked if she could start training again. Not rope, though. She wanted to try Lyra, which is a circular hoop that hangs from the ceiling. She had trained on Lyra before, but had always focused more on rope. She said she wanted to try something different for a while. Her coach was supportive. They set up a training schedule, 3 days a week to start. Lucy went to her first session yesterday. When she came home, she was sore, but seemed lighter somehow. She ate dinner with us. She answered questions about her day. Small things, but they mattered. My aunt has been calling me weekly to check on Lucy. She sends Lucy care packages every couple of weeks. Books, snacks, little notes. Lucy keeps the notes in a box on her desk. My aunt told me she and my uncle had a big argument with Kate at a family dinner 2 weeks ago. Kate had complained that everyone was taking sides against her. My aunt had told Kate that there were no sides, just the truth. Kate left the dinner early. She hasn't spoken to my aunt or uncle since. My wife's parents, Lucy's other grandparents, found out what happened from my mother-in-law's sister, who is friends with my aunt on Facebook. They called us asking for the full story. We explained everything. They sent Lucy flowers and a long letter about how proud they were of her. They also said they wanted to come to her next performance, whenever that might be. Lucy's coach organized a team outing for the aerial student. They went to an indoor rock climbing gym. It wasn't performance related, just a fun group activity. Lucy went. She came home and said it was good to see her friends outside the studio. One of her teammates, a girl named Sophie, who she's trained with for 3 years, came over to our house 2 days later. They hung out in Lucy's room for hours. It was the first time Lucy had invited anyone over since the wedding. Kate's Facebook profile is still active, but she hasn't posted anything since her post about the wedding got taken down. Several family members have unfollowed her. My cousin told me that Kate made her Instagram private and removed most of her family members from her followers list. She apparently only kept a few people who didn't know about what happened with Lucy. Mark, Kate's husband, sent me a Facebook message last week. He said he wanted to apologize for not reaching out sooner. He said he didn't know about the Instagram message Kate sent to Lucy until my aunt showed it to him. He said he tried to talk to Kate about apologizing, but that she refused. He said things had been tense between them since the wedding. He didn't elaborate. He asked me to tell Lucy he was sorry for what happened. I told Lucy about the message. She said okay, but didn't seem to have much reaction to it. My wife has been going through old photos from when Lucy was younger. She made a photo album of Lucy's aerial journey, pictures from her first class at 11 years old, photos from competitions, screenshots of positive comments from her coaches. She gave it to Lucy last weekend. Lucy looked through it for a long time. She put it on her bookshelf next to her trophies. Lucy asked her coach about competing again. There's a regional competition in November. about 4 months away. Her coach said if Lucy feels ready by then, they can register. Lucy said she wanted to try. She's been doing extra conditioning at home again. Not as intense as before, but she's doing it. We haven't heard anything from Kate. My aunt says Kate has been posting vague things on Facebook about cutting off toxic family members and surrounding yourself with people who support you. My aunt said it would be funny if it wasn't so sad. She said Kate has always had trouble admitting when she's wrong, but that this is a new level. My brother, who lives in another state and wasn't at the wedding, called me after he heard what happened from our mother. He said he wasn't surprised. He said Kate has always been competitive and jealous when other people get attention. He told me about a time when they were teenagers and Kate got mad at him for winning an award at school because it meant their parents talked about him at a family gathering instead of about her college acceptance. I had forgotten about that. He said Kate has gotten better at hiding it as an adult, but that it's always been there. Lucy is looking at colleges now. She's a junior, so she's starting to think about applications. She wants to go somewhere with a good aerial arts program, or at least access to studios nearby. She's been researching schools in different cities. She made a spreadsheet with program details and studio options. It's the most engaged I've seen her in anything academic in months. My wife suggested we book a small vacation for the 3 of us before school starts in the fall, just a long weekend somewhere. Lucy said she wanted to go to a city with a cirque show. We're looking at dates now. She said she wants to see professional aerialists perform again, that it might help her remember why she loves it. Things are slowly getting better, but we're not talking to Kate. Not now. Maybe not ever. Update 2. Lucy competed at the regional competition in November. She performed a lyra routine she'd been working on since August. She placed second in her age division. When they announced her placement, she didn't jump up and down like she used to at competition. She just smiled and accepted the medal. But later that night, she put the medal on her dresser next to her other competition award. My aunt came to the competition. She drove 4 hours to watch Lucy perform. She brought flowers and a card. She sat with us in the audience. After the competition, she took all of us out to dinner. She kept telling Lucy how proud she was. Lucy thanked her quietly, but seemed glad my aunt was there. Kate found out about the competition through a mutual family member who posted about it on Facebook. My cousin told me Kate had commented on the post, asking why no one had told her about it. My cousin said she responded by saying Kate had made her choices, and the family had made theirs. Kate deleted her comment. Kate showed up at my parents' house 3 days after the competition. My mother called me immediately. She said Kate was sitting in her living room crying, saying everyone had turned against her, and that she deserved a chance to apologize. My mother said she told Kate she needed to apologize to Lucy first, not to her. Kate said she wanted to, but didn't know how. My mother gave her our address. Kate never came by. Instead, Kate sent a letter to our house. It arrived in the mail last week. The envelope was addressed to Lucy. I gave it to Lucy and asked if she wanted me to stay while she read it. She said yes. The letter was 2 pages long. Kate wrote that she was sorry for the Facebook post and the Instagram message. She said she had been stressed about the wedding and took it out on Lucy. She said she knew that wasn't an excuse. She said she watched videos of Lucy's performance from the wedding and realized how beautiful it was. She said she had let her own insecurities ruin what should have been a special moment. She said she hoped Lucy would forgive her eventually. Lucy read the letter twice. Then she folded it up and put it back in the envelope. She said she appreciated the apology, but that she wasn't ready to talk to Kate. She asked if that was okay. I told her it was completely okay. My wife asked Lucy if she wanted to keep the letter or throw it away. Lucy said she wanted to keep it, just not read it again for a while. She put it in her desk drawer. 2 weeks after the letter arrived, Kate sent a Facebook friend request to Lucy. Lucy doesn't check Facebook often, but she saw it eventually. She declined the request. Kate sent another request a few days later. Lucy declined that one too. Then Kate sent a message through Instagram on a new account, trying to reach Lucy that way. Lucy blocked the account. Kate created another account. Lucy showed me the messages. Kate was asking why Lucy wouldn't respond, saying she had apologized and didn't understand what else Lucy wanted from her. Lucy blocked that account too and changed her Instagram settings so only people she follows can message her. My aunt called Kate after she found out about the multiple accounts. She told Kate to stop contacting Lucy. Kate said she just wanted to fix things. My aunt said the way to fix things wasn't to harass Lucy with new accounts and that Kate needed to give Lucy space. Kate hung up on her. Mark, Kate's husband, sent me another message. He said he and Kate were seeing a marriage counselor. He said the counselor had told Kate she needed to respect boundaries, but that Kate was struggling with that concept. He said he didn't know how much longer he could deal with it. I didn't respond to the message. Lucy has been training 5 days a week now. She's working on both lyra and rope again. She said she's ready to try rope again. That enough time has passed. Her coach scheduled her for a performance at a local theater's holiday variety show in December. It's a small show. Nothing major, but it's Lucy's first performance since the wedding. My wife and I asked Lucy if she was sure she was ready to perform publicly again. She said yes. She said she didn't want what happened with Kate to take performing away from her forever. She said she loved performing, and wasn't going to let Kate ruin that. The holiday show is in 2 weeks. We invited my aunt and uncle. We invited my brother and his family. We invited my wife's parents. We didn't tell Kate about it. My mother asked if Kate could come. I said no. My mother said she understood, but that it made her sad the family was divided like this. I told her Kate had divided the family. Not us. Kate posted on Facebook again last week. Not about Lucy or the wedding, just a general post about how hard it is when family doesn't support you and how she's learned who her real friends are. Several people commented asking what happened. Kate didn't respond to the comment. My aunt told me she thinks Kate is trying to paint herself as the victim, but that most family members who know the truth aren't buying it. Lucy asked me what would happen if Kate showed up at the December performance. I said we'd deal with it if it happened. Lucy said she didn't want Kate there. I promised we'd make sure Kate stayed away. I called the theater and explained the situation. They said they'd have someone at the door who could handle it if Kate tried to come in. I gave them a photo of Kate just in case. Lucy's teammates asked her about the wedding situation. She told them a simplified version, that her aunt had gotten upset about the performance and said some mean things. Her teammates were supportive. One of them said her own aunt had caused family drama at her bat mitzvah, and that family events can bring out the worst in people. Lucy seemed relieved that her friends didn't make a big deal out of it. My wife and I decided we're not going to Kate's house for Christmas. We usually alternate holidays between my family and my wife's family. This year is supposed to be my family's year, but we told my parents we're not coming if Kate is going to be there. My parents said they understood. They said they'd do Christmas dinner with us and my brother separately from Kate. Kate will spend Christmas with just my parents and my aunt and uncle, who said they'll go to keep the peace but won't stay long. Lucy said she's relieved she doesn't have to see Kate at Christmas. She said she doesn't know if she'll ever want to see Kate again. I told her she doesn't have to decide that now. Update 3. Lucy performed at the holiday show in December. She did a rope routine. The theater was packed. When she finished, the audience clapped for a long time. Lucy smiled and waved. After the show, 3 different people asked her for information about her studio. One woman asked if Lucy taught private lessons. Lucy said she was too young to teach officially, but gave the woman her coach's contact information. Kate didn't show up at the performance. My aunt told me later that Kate had posted on Facebook the night of the show about having a quiet evening at home with her husband. My aunt said it seemed like Kate was trying to prove she had moved on. None of us bought it. Christmas was better than expected. We had dinner at my parents' house with my brother and his family. Kate wasn't there. My parents said they had Christmas breakfast with her and Mark earlier that morning. My mother said Kate seemed sad but didn't bring up Lucy or the wedding. My mother asked me if I thought Lucy would ever forgive Kate. I said I didn't know, and that it wasn't my decision to make. In January, Lucy started teaching beginner classes at her studio as an assistant. She's not the main instructor, but she helps demonstrate moves and spot students. Her coach said she's great with the younger kids. Lucy comes home from those classes and talks about the students' progress. It's the most animated I've seen her in months. Mark sent me one more message in February. He said he and Kate had separated. He said they were trying to work things out but needed space. He said the wedding situation wasn't the only issue, but that it had brought up a lot of problems in their relationship. He said Kate still refused to admit she had been wrong about how she handled things with Lucy. He asked me not to tell Kate he had messaged me. I haven't responded to him. I don't know what I would say. My aunt told me Kate moved back in with my parents temporarily while she and Mark figure things out. My parents didn't tell me this directly. I found out through my aunt. Kate is living in their basement apartment. My parents said they're trying to support her through a difficult time. I told my mother that supporting Kate doesn't mean excusing what she did. My mother said she knows that. Lucy asked me in March if Kate and Mark were getting divorced. I told her I didn't know, but that they were separated. Lucy asked if it was because of what happened at the wedding. I said I thought it was bigger than that the wedding had just brought existing problems to the surface. Lucy nodded and didn't ask anything else. Lucy is a senior now. She applied to 6 colleges, all in cities with strong aerial arts communities. She got accepted to 4 of them. She's deciding between 2 schools now. One is across the country. One is about 3 hours away. Both have connections to professional aerial studios. She's visiting both campuses next month. She's performing in another showcase in June. It's her studio's annual summer performance. She's doing a duet with Sophie on a double lyra, which is a larger hoop that 2 people perform on together. They've been practicing for weeks. Lucy asked if my parents could come to the show. I said yes. She said she didn't want Kate there. I said I'd make sure Kate knew she wasn't invited. I called my mother and told her about the showcase. I said Lucy wanted her and my father there, but not Kate. My mother was quiet for a moment. Then she said she understood. She asked if this was how things were going to be forever. I said I didn't know. I said that was up to Kate and Lucy, not up to me. My mother said she'd tell Kate about the show, but make it clear she shouldn't come. Kate sent Lucy a birthday card in April. Lucy turned 17. The card had a $50 gift card inside and a note that said, Kate hoped Lucy was doing well. Lucy kept the gift card but threw away the card. She said she didn't want Kate trying to buy forgiveness. She used the gift card to buy new training clothes. My aunt and uncle came to visit last weekend. We had dinner at our house. Lucy showed them videos of her training. She showed them the college acceptance letters. My aunt asked Lucy which school she was leaning toward. Lucy said probably the one that's 3 hours away. She said it felt like the right distance, close enough to visit, but far enough to feel independent. My aunt said that sounded like a good choice. We haven't spoken to Kate in almost a year. My wife asked me last week if I thought we'd ever have a relationship with her again. I said probably not. She said she wasn't sure how she felt about that. I said I wasn't either, but that protecting Lucy was more important than maintaining a relationship with someone who had hurt her so badly. Lucy said something to me a few days ago. We were driving home from the studio. She said she didn't hate Kate. She said she just didn't trust her. She said maybe someday that would change, but that right now, she needed Kate to stay away. I told her that made sense. She said she knew the family situation was complicated because of her. I told her it wasn't because of her. I said it was because of Kate's choices. Lucy was quiet for the rest of the drive. The showcase is in 3 weeks. My parents are coming. My brother is coming. My aunt and uncle are coming. My wife's parents are coming. We're having a big family dinner afterward. Kate won't be there. That's how things are now. I don't know if that will change. Right now, it doesn't need to.